AI for dummies, let's do it. Nvidia makes the best chips in the world for these data centers. These data centers are the AI factories. How do you justify $450 billion of data center capex, which is Goldman Sachs' estimate for next year, 2026? Well, let's do some math, okay? So $450 billion gets amortized about over 3 years. There's some really upfront costs that are still useful, like building the factories and getting the grid there in year 3. The chips probably get degraded by 2 or 3 years. There are some variable costs involved, energy, water, so let's call the marginal profit 80%, which is probably too low. In order to justify $450 billion in data center capex, you need to get $200 billion per year using those numbers. Is this one company that needs $200 billion? No, it's every company, every mega cap, every startup, every business that may have efficiencies due to AI and actually sells a consumer something that has nothing to do with AI. And this is because everyone's talking about this circular financing. That's how the economy works, okay? Company hires employee takes money, spends it at company hires employee. Like everything is circular. It's about, does the value get created? Can the consumer spend $200 billion attributable to AI? Meaning like some sort of profit around AI. If they buy ChatGPT, those tokens are pretty cheap. ChatGPT buys the chips. It's like almost pure profit. Again, besides energy, besides water. But if they're buying, furniture and somehow like the furniture factory has some automation, whatever, data centers helps that, like maybe it's much less. And then it would be a profit of like 10% attributable to AI. But the US consumer is $21 trillion economy per year. Okay, so getting $200 billion out of that $21 trillion doesn't seem that unreasonable. And that is just the US. Nvidia sells globally. They sell to Europe. I mean, maybe Europe will wake up and start doing AI. They certainly sell to the Saudis and the UAE. So you may want to pick which mega cap is going to get the most revenue from the consumer or whatever. Maybe you like Meta. I don't. But I'm pretty comfortable sitting at Nvidia. Personally, I don't actually own Nvidia. I own Coherent, which is going to be a huge beneficiary with more upside, I think, as networking is 15% of data center capex. And everyone is focused on the GPUs, and now Google's making TPUs. Maybe TPUs are important. All of that needs networking. So before you hear some amateur accountant tell you about circular financing and accounts receivable, just think big picture, okay? That's how you make money as an investor, in my opinion. You're not like, oh, but excuse me, sir, someone on the internet said that this is circular, and there's some memes about it, how like it's plugged back in. It's like, buddy, follow the dollar that you spend and see exactly how it comes back to you. Oh, and last point, if you think this is a bubble, you better come with receipts. How are we not going to get $200 billion? If we get 1/5 of that, that's a bubble. Maybe 1/4 of that would be a bubble. We do not actually need $200 billion in 2026. It just needs to be flight path. These things are well capitalized, including from sovereign wealth funds and SoftBank and stuff like that. Like the money's going to go into it if it's like on the path to $200 billion for every $450 billion spent. I bet that's going to be 500 because it's going to prove positive. Next year's going to be 600, then maybe 700. Eventually, I think we're literally going to spend $1 trillion a year building out data centers. I don't think this is really a cycle thing. Nvidia is going to be Blackwell, and then it's going to be Rubin, and then it's going to be whatever's after Rubin, I forget. There's literally unlimited things to compute. There are less stars in the galaxy than there are things to compute. The only problem and the constraints are really on the physical materials side and the energy. Is it going to be highly volatile when it comes to stock prices? Of course. There are going to be some companies that go down 95+%. But Nvidia is a company that's likely going to make over $10 in EPS over the next 4 quarters. It's trading at $185 approximately right now. So we're talking about an 18.5 forward PE. And not just giving it like the typical beats in the last quarter was absurd how much they beat. So what are you going to do? Are you going to sit on the sidelines? Are you going to say it's a bubble? You can say it's a bubble. You can say it's a bubble. Have fun on the sidelines.